Nobody expected the cry to shake the entire mansion that morning. Not even Claire. Claire, a hard-working black maid in a light blue uniform, rushed through the marble hallway with her 8-month-old daughter, Lily, wrapped tightly around her neck. Lily never liked strangers. She never even liked neighbors. She screamed if anyone tried to touch her, and she clung to her mother like her life depended on it. But today, something strange happened. Claire had just stepped into the main sitting room to begin her cleaning when the mansion door opened. In walked Mr. Jameson Hale, the billionaire owner, a tall white man in a sharp black suit with a red tie, holding a stack of documents. He was supposed to be out of town. Claire froze instantly. She never expected him. But Lily? Lily lifted her head, stopped crying, and stared at him. Jameson paused too. Their eyes met Lily's big, innocent eyes and Jameson's cold, businesslike expression. Claire whispered nervously, "Say hi, baby." Instead, Lily stretched her tiny arms toward him. Claire's mouth fell open. Lily had never done that, not even with her own relatives. Jameson blinked. Does she want me?" Before Claire could answer, Lily practically dove into his arms. She held him tightly, curling her hand into his red tie as if she had known him all her life. Claire stood speechless. The baby who feared everyone suddenly trusted the billionaire. Jameson looked down at the small child resting comfortably on his chest, and something in his gaze softened something Claire had never seen before. That was the moment everything changed. And Claire had no idea that Lily's strange attachment would uncover secrets, heal old wounds, and turn their lives upside down. Claire spent the entire day confused, shocked, worried. Lily remained in Jameson's arms for almost 15 minutes before Claire gathered the courage to whisper, "Sir, I can take her now." But Lily cried loudly, reaching back for the millionaire as if she had lost something important. Jameson looked uncomfortable but surprisingly gentle. "It's okay. Let her stay." Claire didn't understand. Lily never stayed with anyone, not even for a second. Throughout the morning, Jameson sat in his office reviewing papers with Lily calmly sleeping against him. Claire kept peeking through the glass door, unable to stop herself. Every time she tried to collect her daughter, Lily clung tighter. By noon, the other house staff started whispering. How is that possible? The baby hates strangers. What kind of connection is that? Claire didn't know either, but there was something different in the air. A strange calmness around Jameson whenever Lily touched him. Later that evening, Jameson finally asked, "Has she always been like this? Afraid of people?" Claire nodded. "Since birth. Doctors say it's separation anxiety. She cries if I leave her for 1 minute." Jameson looked down at the baby, tugging gently at his suit collar. His eyes grew distant and sad, a look Claire had never seen from the man known for being strict and emotionless. "My daughter used to hold on to me like this," he said quietly. Claire froze. "I lost her 2 years ago." Her heart dropped. Suddenly, everything made sense. The softness in his eyes, the way he held Lily so protectively, the sadness he tried to hide. But something didn't add up. Why would Lily cling to him so deeply, as if she remembered a love she never had? Claire stood near the doorway, unsure whether she should interrupt or quietly disappear. Jameson Hale, the billionaire everyone described as cold and unreachable, sat on the couch with Lily resting peacefully on his chest. The sight alone felt unreal. Lily never relaxed with anyone but her mother. Yet here she was, breathing softly against a man she had met only hours ago. Jameson gently adjusted Lily's yellow dress, his fingers trembling slightly. Claire noticed it. She stepped forward. "Sir, is everything okay?" He nodded, though his eyes held a sadness deeper than any words. "Claire," he began softly, "your daughter reminds me of someone I lost, someone I think about every day." Claire's heart tightened. "Your daughter?" she whispered. Yes, her name was Ava. His voice cracked. She was 2 years old. She had the same way of curling her fingers around my tie, the same way of resting her head on my shoulder like she trusts the world. Claire felt her throat burn with emotion. She sat slowly across from him. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know, Jameson exhaled, staring at the floor. I've built companies. I've built wealth. But I couldn't protect the one thing that mattered most. Losing her, losing them, it changed me. Claire didn't know what to say. She just watched Lily's tiny hand pat gently against his chest as if comforting him. After a long silence, Jameson looked up at her. Claire, has Lily always been afraid of people? Claire nodded. Always. She cries with everyone. I can't even leave her with a babysitter. Then why me? He asked quietly. Claire shook her head. I don't know, sir. But maybe she feels something we don't understand. Jameson swallowed hard, holding Lily closer. For the first time in years, he wasn't alone. Claire planned to take Lily home early that evening. After the emotional day they had all experienced, she thought Lily would be exhausted. But when she reached out to carry her daughter, Lily refused. She tightened her small arms around Jameson's neck and began to whimper. Jameson hesitated, looking unsure. Claire, should I try handing her over? Claire nodded. Yes, sir. She needs to come home with me. But the moment he gently loosened Lily's grip, she burst into loud, painful cries deep, shaking sobs that echoed through the mansion. Claire froze. Lily had cried before, but this was different. This was fear. Jameson immediately shifted her back into his arms. Lily stopped crying instantly, burying her face in his tie. Claire stared, speechless. It made no sense. I've never seen her react like that, Claire whispered. Jameson glanced at her, worry written across his face. Maybe she's just tired. Claire shook her head slowly. No, she acts scared, like she's losing something. The house staff peeked from the hallway, whispering again. Why does that baby like him so much? I've never seen anything like it. Maybe it's a sign. Claire ignored the comments and exhaled shakily. Sir, I don't understand this, but thank you for being patient. Jameson nodded. She's a sweet child. I don't mind. After a moment of silence, Claire asked softly, Can you carry her to the car? Maybe if she sees I'm close, she won't cry. Jameson agreed. He followed Claire outside into the cool evening air. But the second he tried to place Lily in her car seat, her face twisted in terror, and she screamed again. Claire felt her chest tighten. Something deeper was happening, something none of them could explain. And somewhere inside Jameson's heart, a forgotten fatherly instinct slowly awakened. Claire didn't sleep that night. She lay awake thinking about everything. Lily's strange attachment, Jameson's painful confession, and the way life had suddenly tangled their worlds together. By morning, she still had no answers, but one thing was clear. Something bigger than all of them was happening. When she arrived at the mansion the next day, she expected Lily to cling to her as usual. Instead, the moment they stepped inside, Lily twisted in her arms and reached toward Jameson, who had just stepped out of his office. She stretched out both hands urgently. Wow, Claire whispered. It's like she has known you forever. Jameson smiled gently and carried Lily into his arms. Good morning, little one. Lily giggled, her first real laugh in days. Claire froze. Lily rarely laughed, and definitely not with strangers. Later, while Jameson worked in his study, Claire cleaned the upstairs hallway. As she dusted framed photographs on the wall, she stopped suddenly. One picture showed Jameson holding his daughter Ava. The resemblance hit her so strongly she gasped. Ava's small hand gripped his tie. Lily did the exact same thing. The same pose. The same expression of safety. Claire felt chills. It wasn't just a coincidence. She gently touched the photo and whispered, Is that why she chose you? That afternoon, Jameson approached her. Claire, I've been thinking. Lily feels familiar. Not because she reminds me of Ava, but because she brings peace. Something I haven't felt since I lost them. Claire looked at him, eyes soft. Maybe Lily isn't holding on to you because she's afraid of the world. Maybe she's holding you because she sees something the rest of us can't. Jameson swallowed hard. And what's that? Claire smiled faintly. A man who still knows how to love. Jameson looked down at Lily and held her a little tighter. 3 weeks passed, and nothing was the same. Every morning, when Claire arrived for work, Lily would stretch her arms toward the mansion door, eager to see Jameson. The moment he appeared in his black suit and red tie, Lily's face would light up, and she would cling to him with the same unexplainable certainty she had on the first day. Claire watched the bond grow, unsure whether to be grateful or scared. She was a maid. He was a billionaire. Their worlds were not supposed to mix, but life had pushed them together in ways none of them understood. One quiet afternoon, Jameson called Claire into his office. Lily was fast asleep on his shoulder, her tiny fingers curled around his tie. Claire, he said softly, I need to ask you something important. Her heart skipped. Yes, sir? He looked down at the sleeping child and smiled sadly. I know Lily is not my daughter, but she feels like family. Being around her has healed something in me I thought was gone forever. Tears filled Claire's eyes before she could stop them. Jameson continued gently. I don't want to cross any boundaries, but if you allow me, I'd like to be part of her life, to support her, to support you, not out of pity, but because you two have brought meaning back into mine. Claire covered her mouth, overwhelmed. No one had ever offered her kindness without wanting something in return. Sir, she whispered, you already are part of her life, and mine. I just never knew how to say it. Jameson let out a shaky breath. Lily stirred, looked up at him, then smiled, a soft, innocent smile filled with trust. And in that moment, Claire understood. Some connections are chosen, but others are destiny.